Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2002 TV film Kermit's Swamp Years. This is very quick, 80-something minutes long. It's very confusing, and it's very cheesy, and there's no magic to it. And this is what we were talking about with 99's Muppets from Space, after Muppet Treasure Island, which was 96, things became less magical for the Muppets, and it's unfortunate. So this is Kermit in his younger years in the swamp, uh, Louisiana, I think. They kept saying like some French words, so I'm assuming Louisiana, just because of that, like, Creole kind of culture. So him and his friends, wind up doing adventures and escape the swamp, and because someone gets captured, and then there's a pet store involved, and then there's a science biology in a high school dissection scene and stuff, right? Stuff. But then there's like cameos. There's like a younger Statler and Waldorf, and then there's like a young Jim Henson out of mailbox, getting mail, like meeting Kermit for the first time and like, getting the idea. Now, these kids are like, some are dressed in modern clothes and like some are not. And like one girl, like there's a big scene. Kermit jumps into a rolling backpack going from, one classroom to the next. And like, the timeline doesn't make sense, and the canon of the Muppets then doesn't make sense, because the Muppet Babies is a thing, right? We have flashbacks in two different films. There's a whole cartoon series, in the 80s, going into the 90s. Muppet Babies has a resurgence on Disney currently as well. So, like, the Muppets were always friends, and like they grew up together, they were in the same nursery, they went to the same school, etc. So for Kermit's Swamp Years to be a thing and to make sense, it has to be in a different universe. So now that we have multiverses, a thing within franchises, it's fine to throw this story as a multiverse film. But in 2002, multiverse wasn't a big mainstream thing. So it's like, how does the timeline work? If Jim Henson created Kermit the Frog in the 50s, that means he was like a teen in what, the 40s, give or take? So like, if we're seeing a young Jim Henson and we're seeing a young Statler and Waldorf, right? So this had to have taken place in the 40s, but they didn't have rolling backpacks in the 40s. They didn't have backpacks in the 40s. Kids tied their books together. I have two different books currently, right? So they would tie the books together with like a leather strap. That's how they would bring their books to school. They didn't have backpacks back then. That was not a thing. So it's just strange. It's strange the timeline. It's strange the costuming, the set design. Like it's shown as a 2002 film at certain points, but then it shows like certain time period, or like just a standard jeans and a button-down t-shirt. Like, make up your mind. Give me the proper timeline. And what's the point of this film if we know Kermit grew up with the Muppets as babies? It's the whole purpose of Muppet Babies. They all grew up together. So how does this work? If he's just shed his tail and he's now an adolescent and going into... No, I don't know. It was cheesy. I didn't laugh. I saw this a few times, back when it first came out. Because of course it's the Muppets and it's Kermit, and Kermit's awesome, and the best part of this entire film is the Rainbow Connection rock cover at the very end. Awesome. Love it. That's it. It's the only thing. And I had to physically buy the DVD on Amazon because this doesn't exist on streaming sites. You can't get it on Vudu. You can't get it. You can buy it on Amazon, but I'm not spending $15 for the digital if I could spend $7 for the disc. It's unfortunate, but hey, it happens. And even the title is Kermit's Swamp Years, his true story, warts and all. No! He was a Muppet Baby. He didn't... No. It's unfortunate. So, next up is 2005's Muppet Wizard of Oz. We're going to revisit that. I haven't seen that in a very long time. Yeah, unfortunate. 80s to mid-90s Muppets, awesome. 70s to mid-90s Muppets, awesome. Onward, wonky. And then we'll get to the 2011 film, and we'll get to the 2014 sequel film as well. And things, right? Things. I'm concerned about moving forward. My enthusiasm is not where it was. And it's funny because I was praising the hell out of Muppet Caper, Muppets Take Manhattan, Muppet Treasure Island. We talked about how incredible Muppet Christmas Carol was many a year ago. It's just the magic is not there in these middle ones. This 2002 is not magical. No, wonky, unfortunate. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.